and apparently you couldn't hear me. So now I'm back again. Dun, dun, dun. Back again. Oh, fudge. Man, that's so funny. My whole, what is this called? Ring lights? All over? Is this good? Okay. Can't really tell though. Maybe once it gets a bit lighter outside. Darker outside. So anyway, man, I'm answering all these different questions, okay? So I'm going to be looking there a little bit. But basically, I want to help you guys out. First question is on people pleasing. This person can't say no. So what I'd say is just practice saying the word first and foremost, okay? Try saying no by itself without any attachment to the outcome, okay? By the way, guys, I'm a flow state coach, okay? If you're watching me for the first time, welcome to the channel. Doing a live stream after a really long time, so let's get started, okay? Whoever's watching, Josh, if you're watching again, can you hear me this time? Let me know if the audio is okay. And we can get started. Yes, thank you, spiritual champion. Perfect. So, any advice for this summer? I just finished classes and need to keep myself busy and not relapse, okay? That's one of the questions I received. So how to keep yourself busy? You don't want to keep yourself busy for the sake of being busy. I see too many people doing that, okay? You want to be productive. And to be productive, you must be a product. You must be making something, right? In a sense, you're producing something. So growth is the consciousness of happiness, okay? Progress is the same consciousness. So I tell myself this theme of evolution every day. Evolution, okay? So once you focus on evolution, I wake up and on my ceiling, it's written higher self evolved on my ceiling. That's the first thing that I see. So that's how far I go towards actually brainwashing myself towards the specific state that I actually wish to create. Okay, do you guys know how to create NLP anchors? Okay, that's another question actually on here. So basically what you do is you feel the feeling of the state that you wish to have, right? And then you anchor it using a movement. It could be a clap of the hands, it could be a pat on the back, it could be some area that you tap on your body. It could be some kind of a symbolic gesture, okay? Avoid closing your body up to do gestures, because some people do this, but there's actually a scientific reason where you shouldn't block off that, that body channel, NLP basically. You're right. So that's more advanced NLP training, right? Where they tell you not to actually like block the body off like that, or like to cross your legs and stuff like this. But yeah, to create an anchor, I have lots of anchors, right? And so you'll see me like in the beginning of my videos, like clapping my hands or doing certain actions, like this one I have for confidence, just rubbing the side of my neck. It's a really good one because we can do that in public at any time to access these states, right? And this is what I do. Anchor some positive emotions throughout your day and throughout your time, man, because if you're relapsing, that's just telling me that you're kind of bored, you're not really doing much, you're not giving yourself any projects or things to keep yourself occupied with. Start talking to be more so. I think that's a mission for a lot of us, right? Is to start to learn how to be more social again, right? I think that's a big one for a lot of people. How do I learn how to be social again, to socialize, to connect with another person? Social media is not social. It's just media at a certain point. You only know that, this person is doing social media when it's having an impact on its audience. When people are reaching out, when they're commenting, when they're engaging with what's going on. Okay? And I understand there's ways that those people have more reach and things like that. But to keep yourself busy, okay, you have to have some projects. You don't use social media. Well, that's fine, man. If you want to stay away from that noise, that's good. But some people need it for business, right? So I'm talking to those people, like me specifically, right? I use it for my own practice and stuff like that. So it's good to use it intentionally and consciously, right? That's all I'm saying. So just finished classes. Well, you can always be doing, more classes. Online. Go on freaking Udemy and, do some stuff on there. Be learning, be adapt. Don't just like wash away your time and just be in that like. I actually posted on Instagram, okay, about the movie Soul. Okay, have you guys seen that movie? So basically, the movie Soul, they talk about the zone, right? Now, the reason that they become lost souls is when someone is stuck in the zone so much. Okay? You can be in the zone, but if you get obsessed, if you let your joy become an obsession, you get stuck in the zone. Now, this movie reveals something very deep about the dark side of flow state, where we can get so in the zone that we block off everybody from our life, and we become these isolated or these kind of hermit characters, right? Where I've been doing that sometimes to myself, where I get into such a flow that I disconnect from everything around me but my craft. So don't let your passion become an obsession. Okay, that's one of the things that movie is giving us. Obviously, there's a lot of more weird lessons along the way, like the main character, Joe, in that movie, right? He was meant to merge music with his life, and he couldn't do that. Jazz became his obsession, right? And so it slowly broke him down until he actually died in the movie, right? And became this soul, and he's saving this like infant soul or whatever, right? I'm not... forget the spoilers, right? Just listen to the concept of that movie, right? That's baffling, right? Just to think about. Anyway, next thoughts on Indian food in terms of diet. My mama always be making Indian food, and I'm trying to get her cooking, but I feel like it might hinder my progress. Okay. Yeah, just stay away from like the clarified butter and the oily like North Indian rich. That food just makes you feel heavy, bro. You know what I mean? You just feel like sluggish. Like, of course you need an afternoon nap after a mountain of rice and Indian curry and stuff. I'd say stick with what the wrestlers eat. The Indian wrestlers eat. They eat like the lentils and the chickpeas and more of that, chola, you'd call it. Eat more of that kind of stuff, man, because that is really like, look at the Indian wrestlers' diet. Like, they drink like gallons of milk and stuff like this, man. They're really they're doing their thing. I know a lot of people are lactose intolerant and stuff like this, gluten allergies, whatever you have, man. Got to do it around your own diet, right? You got to find out what's right for you, because sometimes your body just won't tolerate certain things. Right? It just doesn't. So you just got to find your own map. So if Indian food isn't giving you the kind of results that you want, I mean, keep it to a minimum. You can always like modify food. You know what I mean? Like, if you can take a samosa and eat it, you can also create a baked samosa, like a healthy version of that. But nobody wants that. You see, we all want the quick fix. We want the good like hit of that dopamine snacking, right? It's like that, just seafood, you eat it, right? Avoid that kind of mentality of just like, I'm not even hungry, I'm just bored, I'm in a haze, and I just feel like I need to eat something right now, just to occupy my time, just to keep myself busy, to answer the previous question, right? So just notice the cognitive loops that you get stuck in. Thoughts about blue pill, red pill, black pill. Listen, you can believe in whatever you want to believe, okay? If you believe in looking for the truth, I believe in looking for the truth. I don't want to give it a label of black pill, blue pill, whatever, right? And even, again, blue pill people don't even know that they're in blue pill reality. So are we even considering that, right? I've made a video about this before. Okay, you guys have seen it, called Gold Pill or the God Pill. So obviously that was just a new frame, a new paradigm to look at all of this. Is like, why are we so drawn to this classification, right? And if something is making you worse over time and making you more in your head, more just in your own depression and anxiety, it doesn't make sense for me to believe that kind of ideology or mentality. That may sound delusional, that may sound bizarre to you, but it just doesn't. It doesn't appeal to me. Okay? So red pill, blue pill, black pill is only going to reveal to you and be receptive to you if you've had those experiences in life, right? If you really had your heart broken, or if you You know, you went through something and there's still pain, there's still wounding associated with that. So we identify with a group that makes us feel better, right? I'm just telling you that, like, no cap, you know, I'm not trying to like put you onto some kind of a pathway or anything like that with this channel, right? You don't have to believe in anything that I believe in. Like, it doesn't matter. If you're getting the value from these videos, that's what matters to me, right? Client wins is the new marketing. Straight up. Okay? Or even just fan wins, right? Like anybody watching, even the ninja watchers who like come around and they watch a couple of my videos for a couple of seconds and then they go and do their own life, and years later they remember my video or whatever, and then they come back and they comment again, right? It's like, even those people, right? They still get value from these videos. Complete alignment with all the chakras, can it be done? It can be done, and there's so many ways for that pathway, right? Like Kundalini yoga is one pathway. Then you have, you know, the Sadhguru method, right? Then you have, you know, this other method of, you know, just maintaining a good health can help you reach there. There's certain tantric practices that believe we can only access it through the body, and then some believe that it's the body and the mind. So there's so many different ways towards opening these chambers, these portals or vortexes of energy within ourselves, okay? And it's truly up to you to optimize that for you, okay? So what a lot of people do is throughout their life, they'll get different trapped energy or different blocks in their body, right? That prevent them from actually doing certain things or going about things in certain ways. So their behavior. So to change an emotion, that's cool. It's like we're changing the fuel, but we got to change the belief. The belief is underneath the emotion, right? The belief is what will determine the emotion at times. Okay, so this is why it's so important to have empowering beliefs, not limiting beliefs. That's why everybody just keeps talking about limiting belief work and this kind of stuff, because that belief is invisible. It's like a thread that'll impact your life without you even knowing it sometimes. It's in the back of your mind. Okay? So don't be afraid of your thoughts. We are mental alchemists. We are here to, you know, explore that realm. We're there to take that and transmute it into something more empowering and powerful for us, right? There's something so badass about accepting pain and just being able to transmute it into our power, right? And so, yeah, that's what I got to say about it. It is possible, man, you know, join my program. That's all I got to say, okay? Next is sense of fluidity between your body and mind. Is that what flow state is? I definitely say that is an element of it. It can be described like that's a little bit esoteric way of describing it. However, I think, yeah, when your body and mind is in unison and they're communicating fluidly between each other, that sounds like a pretty good example. Like you'd say like Wim Hof is in flow state, right? Because he's able to withstand the cold based on his own level of consciousness or altered state of consciousness, right? That he does with his breathing. And so that is a good way to describe it, man. That's a very smart way of describing it too. I appreciate that. And you also asked, is it beyond the point of distraction? That's also a great way to describe it, yeah, because when you're in flow state, you're so absorbed, you're so involved in the task at hand, right, that everything else is just invisible to you, right? So distractions don't even come in. It's only when the distractions come in that you break out of flow, right? That's when you start overthinking or different things start happening. So, yeah, when you're in the flow, you don't even have to worry about distraction. That's true. Beyond distraction. That's a good way of describing it too, man. This guy's poetic. I like that. Our opinion on, your opinion, I believe you meant. Yeah, your opinion on late night cold milk and flakes. What do you mean flakes? Like dandruff? I'm just playing. So like, okay, so for cereal and stuff, you're saying if cereal helps you get into flow state? It can if it's full of like sugar and chocolate and stuff, you know, in that moment, but then you're gonna crash. Okay, so if you're trying to sleep, you want to give yourself a sugar crash, maybe. I don't know. If you're thinking about healthy, just like a healthy snack before sleeping, that's fine. Don't make it a habit, okay? But I think that once in a while that's cool. Yeah, the field scene. Yeah, the field scene in the Bagger Vance movie. That's a dope one, man. Really good. Really good, man. I broke that down as well. Maybe you're talking about that one. So, how to stop procrastinating, brah? Okay, someone asked. Okay, so high tryptophan foods. Okay, this is what I'd say. High tryptophan foods, because you need that serotonin to make meaning in life. That's the meaning neurochemical, okay? So the more meaning you can make your life, the more meaning you can give yourself, the less you will procrastinate. Because you'll find that there is a reason behind what I'm doing. There's a why, right? There's a deep purpose. It's keeping the passion alive. So for procrastination, you're just being a jerk to your future self. You're just giving yourself problems in the future, basically. So it's a kind of a self-abandonment, self-loathing, self-sabotage. It's a combination of a bunch of those, right? Self-abandonment because you're just letting yourself go, right? You're just like, yeah, whatever, I'll do it later. You're not in the moment. You're thinking, oh, I'll do it later. That means it's the future. That's anxiety. That's future-oriented mentality, right? So that's the procrastination element of it. So get at least 15 minutes of sunlight, bro. Like sunlight is really, really good for serotonin production. So if you're just sitting at home and indoors all day, you're not going to feel that serotonin and that power, that vitality, that life force, right? That Surya or that sunlight is really going to help you because it will give you that solar plexus energy. That energy of just moving forward and doing things. That's the solar power. Okay? So that's why sunlight, man, as well for the procrastination. Also just breaking out of like bad habits and stuff like that, or distracting thoughts, ways to, I told you the Abra method, right? Acknowledge, breathe, release, and align. Okay? Or realign. It should be realign because it's like, you know, you were thrown off course and then you're back on track. That's kind of the way you deal with distracting thoughts. Is you physically let it out with a breath. Okay? That's a technique by Jim Quick that I've kind of modified. Very powerful. Try the Bhagavad Gita. Oh, I have read the Bhagavad Gita, bro. So, yeah, I have tried it. It's like a gateway drug, right? It's describing the Bhagavad Gita. Like, try it out, you know? Maybe you'll like it. I've had people, you know, tell me to read the Bible, tell me to read the Quran. I get it, okay? I like reading all that stuff. I'm an omniist. I look for the truth in all schools of thought. You know, I really find that thread of what is making sense to me, you know, and the world at large. Like, I try to look for that. So, yeah, definitely I will. Maybe I'll go through it again. Thank you for the suggestion. Why did you stop being shy in the past? Why did I stop being shy? I just grew tired of it. Like it wasn't bringing me the results. Clearly I wanted to be confident, and I let that out through my theater and acting, like on stage. But I realized, like, why am I not just being my most expansive self, right? Like my fullest potential. I got to a certain point where I also had a lot of extroverted friends, luckily, who kind of took me under their wing, taught me a bunch of things. They hide the sun from us terribly here in England. Oh man, I know. I was in the UK for like a whole year. I get that, man. Seasonal affective disorder, right? Like you gotta get those lamps that they get in Sweden or whatever, you know? Like you gotta get one of those, those lamps that give you like power. I've been actually doing infrared therapy, bro. It's so good. It's so good for testosterone. My goodness, like I didn't believe it at first, but I'm gonna start doing that more, way more. I just got one of those infrared lamps. Pause before I say this, pause, okay? But you gotta get completely naked, and you just gotta be under that UV, that red light. That red light is so healing, it's so good for testosterone, man. I just did it for like a couple of days, and I've been seeing effects, right? That night, I was like super, like, my libido shot up to the roof. I was like, wow, I feel like 15 again or some shit. Really powerful stuff, so highly recommend that as well. if you're trying to increase it naturally like me. I'm trying to increase my levels naturally. So, how to... What was this question? Thoughts on subliminals. Well, man, you know, I use subliminals a lot. I would go for the tried and tested ones, the ones I really like. And I have no association with these companies, right? Just some stuff I use. Subliminalclub.com. A lot of their ZP, which is 0 point technology, is really powerful. I have to say that. Number 2, Harper Healing. Okay. Tamridge Harper, I believe his name is, or something. Yeah, he makes a lot of great subliminals. They've been very effective. They work even better on semen retention. So if you're listening to it as you're jerking off watching porn, it's not going to be as effective. Okay? Because a lot of that graphic imagery also enters our subconscious, right? And keeps us in that old state. So as you're flushing out from different things like that, then it's the subliminals are just going to be that much more helpful through a semen retention process, right? So I use those subliminals, and then of course there's Quadable Integrity, you know, Sapien Medicine, my own channel, Shellas and Tones. Yes, that is a whole community, it's a whole vibe, you know. After that weird shit that happened with Mind Power, I don't even know what to think anymore, you know, about certain subliminal channels, or maybe someone was trying to sabotage them and then they tried to frame them or something like that. But it's just like, man, why would you do that? You know what I mean? Now I believe that she or he, maybe I'm getting your gender wrong. I don't want to get canceled, right? So this person, right, who made these subliminals, they put demonic stuff underneath their subliminals or something like this, right? As far as I know. And people were reporting like they were ending up in the hospital and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that makes me feel like, what in the world, you know? Like, how can you break and breach a person's trust like that, you know? Whether that's even a real thing or not, I don't know either. But if it is, that's really messed up. Okay, really messed up. Because you want your technology to be solid. You want it, like, just don't use subliminals just because it's a technology. Use the ones that are tried and tested. I believe in Subliminals Club stuffs because they have the science on their page. They've tested it out using Project Ultima, and they have the science to back it up. That's why I went towards that angle. I'm not like, I will look up the science before doing anything esoteric. That's kind of my mindset, at least, right? Even for the law of attraction and this kind of stuff, I'm looking into it constantly, the science behind it, so that I can verify it with my logical mind as well, because I don't know, man. Otherwise, I'd just be very much in that whole spiritual realm. I wouldn't be able to get out or do tasks in the physical anymore. I feel like I have a tendency to go there into the metaphysical. So, I definitely want to like give value, you know, with that information. So, have you watched the basketball anime? It's about flow state. Yeah, I've heard of it, bro. I think I have. Maybe I've watched like some stuff on YouTube. I don't think I've watched the show actually, but if you recommend it, bro, if you think that's gonna help me enhance my career in some way, like if I'll know more about flow from that show, I don't know. That's cool. I'll check it out. Thoughts on nightclubs for going out? It doesn't seem very high vibrational. You're right. It's not high vibrational. Okay, definitely not. The lowest of the low sometimes goes to these nightclubs. At times, you know what, if you want to look for more high vibrational places, definitely like more like coffee shops, you know, like self-help bookstores, yoga retreats, workshop, this kind of stuff, you know, would be better at meeting people. If you're looking for like much more like long-term, if you're looking for casual sex, then probably nightclubs would be more ideal for you. But what do I think of them? I mean, it's up to you, man. I go to nightclubs once in a while. I'm not like a huge proponent of them. But yeah, if it gets you the result, it's the kind of vibe that you like if you like that kind of music too, it depends on the music sometimes for a lot of people. Like if they're really into EDM or something, like I understand that, you know. I understand that passion behind that, wanting to go out and being around that environment with the same similar vibe of people. I get that group flow element of that, so that's really cool. Just a random sleazy nightclub that doesn't make a lot of money or doesn't, isn't really anything special. I mean, it's not something that I get super excited for, right? But I think that if you can go with your friends and things like this, man, you can always make it fun, right? Any situation you can make fun when you're with the right people. So that's another thing. Create that group flow with a bunch of people that can tap in really quickly. Like if your group of friends can really get a good vibe going really fast, that's optimal. And you guys going together. This is why I'm trying to create a base or a tribe here, I think. That's my next mission. And I'm putting the intention out here in my YouTube channel as well. But basically, it's important for me to create a base here because this is my motherland, right? I did grow up in a bunch of places, but I do feel a calling towards India. India has something, and I'm not very sure what it is, but it's, a lot of people have told me this, that they feel like I must have had a past life in India. There's something about that culture that just keeps bringing me. I get that. I understand that. There's something very deep and profound about this place that you can't really put your finger on, really. It will take you like years of Vedic literature to even get your foot in the door, I feel like, at sometimes. But it's fun, it's engaging. So, guys, if you have any questions, by the way, I see we have 2 people watching. Feel free to ask me, right? I'm just going through my list of stuff I asked on Periscope, and I just took them down, okay? So I'm just answering a bunch of questions from people. It could be on flow, it could be about anything, man. I'm an open book, so. Depends. Oh, say, how to enter flow state with a girl. Man, that fully depends on in the moment, right? And what you guys are doing in the moment. Because the flow state is all about the presence, okay, that you're creating. So get used to holding space is something I tell you, bro. Get used to holding that space. Just be her. Let her do her wild feminine nature, dance, and you hold that space, okay? The container of energy around you isn't holding her captive, okay? It's making her wise. It's making her more disciplined. It's making her feel safe, okay? So she's the protector. You're the creator. Remember, okay? Depends on the moment. Talk about anything that's going on in the moment. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you just got to respond in the moment, man. Like whatever is happening in that moment, you got to pick it up. Like I know a lot of people that are very quick-witted like this, and they think on their feet, meaning they can improvise in different situations. You put them in the middle of a random environment, they'll figure it out, what to do, how to survive. I think that survival quality is really, really important when it comes down to communicating specifically with the opposite gender, okay? You show your survival value, right? In that moment, as you're communicating, as you're being more present, as you're showing your patience and understanding, that's all survival value, right? Like people want to be around that because that's going to help our gene survival. It's going to help our tribe, right? If you're inspiring, if you're life-giving, if you're energizing, if you're positive, people want to be around that energy, okay? So that's how you enter flow, man, is you just find that pocket of that improvisational in-the-moment state for something that you notice about what's going on in the environment. Man, this teacher is kind of goofy. I don't know. Right? Like, whatever is on your mind, whatever is going on in the moment, your personal expression needs to come out, bro. That's the flow with the girl. That's that back and forth. That's that replenishing feminine energy that you get. And the strong stoic masculine that protects as well. The Shiva and the Shakti, right? The yin and the yang. That's the dance of flow. So, thoughts on aliens? Bro, you guys are asking me all these questions. Okay, so my thoughts on aliens, bro, is definitely got to be a thing, right? I think it's just not their time yet to be here. We're just too scattered as people, bro. I think they have been helping us in the past. Definitely in little pinnacle moments, like little milestone consciousness raising moments on Earth. I think they've definitely helped us. I've personally seen weird things happen with alien energy and frequencies, man. So I'm a little bit biased in that regard, right? I've had weird, like, mantis beings in my dreams and, like, strange stuff happen where I've seen myself on different planets, like walking with an orb and stuff like this. and a lot of very surreal, ecstatic experiences where I've begun to question whether this thing is real or not. But again, a lot of people, they want to feel special, right? Like, oh, abduct me. Oh, let me feel so special that that I met an alien or whatever. That's kind of like the same kind of virtue signaling, that we see in so many people. They're just trying to put themselves out there or whatever. But I think there is a value in that alien tech. We just don't know it yet. We don't know how to interpret that data, right? If you've watched the movie Arrived, right? That movie Arrived, where they're trying to translate that alien language or whatever. You remember that, right? It's like that, man. I think that's really what it is. Like, we don't have the tech to actually decipher what the fuck is going on with these, these beings. So that's my opinion on aliens, man. Alien shows are great, right? Like Ancient Aliens. Oh, man, so good. Tony, what's happening, bro? Upward Spiral Gang, let's go. I'm just answering some questions from my Periscope. So if you have any questions, brothers, feel free to ask. Thoughts on aliens, answer that one. What country do you live in? I live in India, brother. Okay, how to stop thinking about X. How to stop thinking about your ex. I think we pay way more attention to the green flags than we do on the red flags based on our exes. Right? This is no cap. We actually have a bias because of the love that we felt for them. That it overrides our minds at times, bro. Okay? So one thing I do, bro, is just list all of the things that you didn't like about her. Honestly, this is going to help you heal. Like, this is something that I did. I was like, number 42, won't watch anime with me. Number 53, always tells me to do this one thing. Number 29, okay? Keep writing it down, because that's really what's going to let you go of that and be like, my goodness, there's so many reasons, right? There's so many reasons why it just... And her image might keep popping up, but you don't absorb it. You don't personalize it, right? It's just someone who used to be in your life. Okay? So that's what I'd say about thoughts about your ex, man. It's tough to face that stuff a lot of times. Okay? But what I would say is just think about them not just at their greatest, not just at their worst, but just think of them in a balanced way. And honestly, if it helps, get the stuff out there. Get the gunk out there that you would have said, that you would have done, could have done. Don't live in regret, man. That's another thing. Really forgive, let go, heal, listen to guided meditations. That's really helpful. That's been really helpful. I have a breakup meditation as well on my channel. Check that out. Yeah, man. There's a lot of things that you can do. There's really a lot of things you can do. If it was a toxic relationship, of course, there's a level of addiction to it, right? There's a level of attachment to it. So, yeah, it's like weaning yourself off of a drug, right? That's what it's like, man. You're going to have withdrawals. You're going to have moments of pain where you keep thinking about her. Might think about her new partner. That might stress you out. It is what it is. She's a human being. She's, stop pedestalizing this person. She's just a person, man. It's just your experiences with her that strengthened that bond over time, the micro moments of connection that you guys had, right? That's what strengthened that. But now you're disconnected. So it's like disconnection. Of course you're going to drift apart. But trust me, bro, the moment someone opens the conversation line again, something's going to start evolving, because it's not over until you say it's over. You know what I mean, in a sense? So you're going to have to be the sovereign in the situation. Be the leader. Where are you guiding her to? Where is her promised land? Right? That is if you want her back at all. Some exes are just I don't even care. They're not even in my ballpark anymore. I've evolved so far along in my journey that I just can't go back to that, it just doesn't make sense for me at this time in my life. So it really depends on circumstances at times too, right? So, man, if you feel man, no girls are talking to me, right? I'm not opening up with anyone. I'm not on any dating apps. I'm not doing anything. Well, of course you're going to feel that, you know, that loneliness, or like that you're not trying, like that feeling of complacency or fatigue that we get after a while, like of course that's gonna kick in, you know. So you got to take at least some actions to move that energy forward and that momentum out the door, right? To just go to places, you know, get on all the dating apps, fuck it, all of them, get on all of them, man, and start swiping, start doing whatever, man, and start improving yourself as you start doing that side by side, right? And once you really, the best way that old people or exes and stuff will come back, the earth's a level plane. Yeah, absolutely, Shane. That rhymes with your name, bro. That's lit. Shane says earth's a level plane. Let's go. Okay, so I think there's a couple of more questions here. Scientists did a study and they gave females flax seeds for a month and concluded that it reduced their female T levels down to 24% or so. Is that true? I don't know. I've never heard of that study. I don't know. I have no idea. But that sounds really interesting. I wonder how that does flaxseed like affect the testosterone levels. I don't know, man. I'm definitely gonna look that up now that you said that. Okay, so I'm always interested in this like biohacking kind of stuff. So I guess you guys like asking those questions too. My opinion on peanut butter. I like peanut butter. You know, I think peanut butter is great. It depends, man. You don't want to overdo anything, okay? You want everything in moderation, bro. That's the thing. If you overdo peanut butter, it's going to be whack to you as well after a while. You're going to be like, nah, I've had my fair share of peanut butter, brother. You know? You're going to be like that. You're going to be like, once upon a time, all I would buy is peanut butter jars, and I would just eat all of them. But nowadays, I'm not in that world anymore. I'm not an addict, you know? Like, I can see that that's a reality for somebody. Get that. Just get that, right? Like, that's actually a reality for somebody. Living like that. That's wild to me. All right, guys. We're wrapping up. Okay? This has been a long live stream, actually. Okay? The earlier one also went on for a while, but apparently no audio was picked up from it. So, you know, that really sucks. But it is what it is, okay? Any other questions I'm seeing here? Any other questions? What do you think about the statement, anything is magic when you can't express the logic? Yeah, very true. Anything is magic when you can't explain the logic. That's very true, man. Think about it. Magic is anything that is beyond our comprehension, right? But a lot of people, they understand a pathway to doing this, right? They get it. Like the universe gives us the codes on how to do magic. Like I was watching this movie, I haven't finished watching it, by the way, called Onwards. It's like a Disney movie, right? Where magic was there in the world, but then it stopped being a thing, right? After a while, magic was removed, and they just started. Electricity took its place, and you know, science took its place. So I really love this quote. Honestly, I don't know who it's by, but thank you for sharing that. I think this is also an NLP teaching because I've been learning NLP. Honestly. Quite recently, I'm in an NLP course, so there's been a lot of deep learning for that particular subject field. There's a lot of stuff there to definitely look into in terms of NLP. If you are interested, you know, in flow state coaching with me, I do one-on-ones, and we do a lot of energy work as well. So we will clear up any money blocks, any love blocks, you know. Clear up all of the different chakras, okay? And of course, I'm using my own style of performance coaching. So you're gonna be helped not only in the flow state, but for your mindfulness and your state of mind, okay? And yeah, man, if you enjoyed this video today, if you found value in it, definitely share it with somebody. Have an incredible rest of your day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it. Upward spiral, gang. May we never be the same again. Os.